The night was supposed to be a celebration. After years of sacrifice, late nights, and endless case studies, my wife Melissa was opening her own law firm. She'd been talking about this for months, boasting about how it was the next big chapter of her life. I supported her every step of the way. I cooked when she came home late, I ironed her suits before big meetings, and I even dipped into my savings to help cover the startup costs. I thought tonight was as much our victory as hers. The venue was stunning. Crystal chandeliers, polished marble floors, a sea of tailored suits. The kind of crowd that thrived on status and image. Melissa stood at the center, radiant in her red dress, surrounded by colleagues and investors. I watched with pride from the edge of the room. Then, during her speech, she looked right at me. She smiled, but it wasn't warm. She raised her glass. And of course, I want to thank my trial husband. You know, the practice run before the real thing. He's been useful at least. Laughter rippled through the crowd. My ears rang. Trial husband. Melissa smirked as she reached into her clutch. In fact, to make things official, she pulled out a stack of papers. I think this is the perfect time to serve him his divorce papers. Consider this my fresh start. The room gasped. I froze, humiliation burning through me. People whispered, phones came out, some even laughed nervously. I took the papers, my hands trembling. But instead of breaking down, I straightened my back and smiled. Thank you, I said calmly. Melissa blinked. Excuse me. I stepped forward, addressing the room. Melissa calls me her trial husband. What she doesn't mention is that every so-called trial has a cost. And I've been paying the bill. The crowd hushed. I funded her first semester in law school when her loans fell through. I worked 2 jobs while she interned for free. This suit she's wearing? Paid for by my bonus check. Even this very office, her shiny new law firm, was partly financed by me selling the house my late father left me. Murmurs filled the room. Melissa's smile faltered. I pulled out my phone and tapped the screen. And since she wants to make things official tonight, so will I. You see, Melissa forgot to mention that while she was preparing her fresh start, she was already giving her closing arguments in hotel rooms, with her senior partner, David. All heads turned to the corner of the room, where David, pale as a ghost, stood clutching his drink. A collective gasp. Someone muttered, "No way." I held up the phone again. Text messages, photos, emails, everything. Already forwarded to the State Bar and her biggest investors. Melissa's face drained of color. You wouldn't. I smiled. I already did. Suddenly, the investors, those very people who had been laughing at me moments ago, looked furious. One stormed out, another hissed into his phone. David slipped toward the exit, avoiding eye contact. Melissa stammered, You can't ruin me like this." I leaned in just enough for her to hear. "You did that yourself. I just turned on the lights." I placed the divorce papers neatly on the podium. "Thank you for serving me, Melissa. But tonight, I'm the one walking away free." And with that, I walked out, head high, the entire room buzzing behind me. By morning, her so-called grand opening had turned into a scandal. Investors pulled out, clients withdrew, and her shiny new law firm was nothing more than a plaque on a locked door. As for me, I filed my own papers, this time with demands she couldn't laugh off. Melissa wanted a trial husband. What she got instead was her final verdict.